Have you ever noticed how some people move through the digital world almost unseen? No selfies, no birthday posts, no carefully filtered highlights of their lives. In a culture that constantly encourages visibility, attention, and personal branding, their silence feels almost unusual. We're taught, especially in modern America, that if something isn't shared, it almost doesn't exist. Yet psychology tells a very different story. The absence of online self-promotion is not a weakness, not shyness, and certainly not social failure. In many cases, it's a quiet signal of strength. People who rarely post their photos online often operate from a deeper psychological foundation, one rooted in self-awareness, emotional regulation, and inner confidence rather than external approval. They understand something many people don't realize until much later in life. Attention is not the same as validation, and visibility is not the same as self-worth. Psychologists describe this trait as a strong privacy orientation. These individuals place a high value on control over their image, their emotions, and their personal narrative. They don't feel the need to broadcast their experiences to feel that those experiences are meaningful. While others measure moments by likes, views, and comments, they measure life by how it feels internally. This doesn't mean they're hiding or disconnected. It means they are selective. They know that not everyone deserves access to their inner world, and they are comfortable with that boundary. In a society where oversharing has become normal, choosing privacy requires confidence. It requires the ability to sit with yourself without needing constant reassurance from others. Another key psychological factor is self-concept clarity. Research shows that people who post less online often have a stronger, more stable sense of who they are. They understand their values, their priorities, and their direction in life. Because of this, they are less reactive to trends and less vulnerable to comparison. They don't feel pressure to prove happiness, success, or attractiveness because those things are not defined by outside perception for them. Their identity is internally anchored. When you know who you are, you don't feel threatened by being unseen. You don't feel erased just because you're not performing. Instead, you move with quiet certainty, focus more on growth than on applause. Emotionally, these individuals tend to show higher levels of secure self-esteem. This is a form of confidence that doesn't fluctuate based on attention. Secure self-esteem allows a person to exist comfortably without constant feedback. They don't post selfies to validate their worth, because their worth doesn't feel negotiable. Psychologists often note that people with secure self-esteem experience lower anxiety, reduced emotional volatility, and a stronger ability to delay gratification. They are more focused on long-term fulfillment than short-term recognition. In contrast to the constant dopamine loop of social media validation, they choose stability over stimulation. There's also a cognitive difference at play. People who stay quiet online are often more introspective by nature. They think deeply before expressing themselves and are more interested in meaning than performance. Psychologists refer to this as an internal locus of evaluation. Instead of judging themselves by external reactions, they evaluate their actions based on personal standards. This internal compass guides their decisions, their relationships, and their sense of success. Because of this, they tend to prefer real conversations over public commentary, depth over visibility, and authenticity over image management. They don't disappear online because they lack something to say. They remain quiet because they don't speak unless it matters. Another important reason many people avoid posting photos is their awareness of the digital illusion. Social media is not reality. It's a highlight reel, carefully curated to show success, happiness, and perfection. Many people understand how damaging constant exposure to this illusion can be. Psychology calls this social comparison theory, where individuals unconsciously measure their worth against others. For those who are highly self-aware, stepping away from this comparison loop is a form of self-protection. They choose mental peace over digital performance. They understand that comparison doesn't inspire growth. It often creates anxiety, inadequacy, and disconnection from the present moment. By staying low-key, they preserve clarity. There's also emotional intelligence behind this behavior. Emotionally intelligent people tend to regulate their emotions internally rather than externally. They don't need to process every experience publicly to feel understood. They know which moments are sacred, which memories are private, and which experiences lose their meaning once they are turned into content. For them, life is not something to be documented constantly, it's something to be lived. This mindset allows them to stay grounded in the real world, strengthening relationships that exist beyond screens. In American culture, where visibility is often linked to success, choosing invisibility can feel countercultural. But psychology shows that true confidence often looks quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't chase attention. It doesn't panic when it's not noticed. Instead, it builds slowly, internally, through self-trust, emotional balance, and clarity of purpose. People who don't post their photos are often deeply comfortable with themselves. They don't need to be seen to feel real. They don't need applause to feel accomplished. And they don't need validation to feel whole. So the next time you notice someone who never posts pictures online, don't assume they're insecure, antisocial, or disconnected. They might be more grounded than most. They might be protecting their mental space in a world that constantly demands exposure. They might understand that real confidence is not loud, it's stable, it's not visible, it's felt, and it doesn't depend on who's watching. In a culture obsessed with being seen, choosing not to perform might be one of the strongest psychological positions a person can take. Because the most confident people don't need to prove anything. They already know who they are.